Hey up peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Git Tries. Well actually for the second time today, but I'll get into that in a minute. Final Fantasy 14 Part 268. I had to look at my notes. Excuse me. Right, terrible problems with Steam today. Which is why it crashed yesterday and I couldn't even sign into Steam. Wouldn't let me, nothing, no connections lost. Anyway, tried again today, same thing all morning, which is why it's so late now. So I had a break for lunch. Came back after lunch and I was able to sign in and sign up. Started playing and after about, I don't know, 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, it did exactly the same thing as yesterday. It just, the graphics were still moving around, but you had no control whatsoever of the game. You couldn't select anything, nothing. So came out of it, and recording's gone as well. Well, there is a recording, but it's like a couple of weeks ago. Keep saying it's the wrong format, so God knows what's happened. So anyway, quick recap. Done a lot of walking around, read a few books, trying to find out about why the Sharlayans don't want to get involved, and I've got another quest. I've got to go to Thavner with Thancred, Einstein and Orion J to go out there to get some information, but at the moment I'm just helping Kral read some books. It was a boring 40 minutes, so in a way you're alright, because I was even getting bored. It was just walking round 40 minutes doing my head in, doing absolutely nothing. Right, I'd already done this before it crashed, so God knows what was happening. You've been waiting long. They go on about Graham lived not far away, but it was run by the Garleans, and when he was born with the red eye, he was smuggled out and designated a Sharlayan to keep it secret. So simple as that. So I'm just going to skip through all them. Alice apologises for bringing it up. Graham's alright about it, and then says, right, we've got to go and do some more reading. And it's been like that all the way through. Walk for 5 minutes, get somebody to say, oh well, nice to meet you, right, off you go, and then next bit, go somewhere else. Come on. Excuse me. Yeah, this is where he's telling his story. Nice. They're going to read some more books, and that's where it crashed. Wait at the designated place again. Who's next coming? Krile and Alfie, I guess. Yeah, called it. We've returned with our selections. Pickings were slim. Speaking of which, I have a few questions related to the final days. I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events. Or did. Now where to begin? Oh gosh, oh, it's so boring. I want to get into it. I want to get to that island because there's a primal out there apparently. What kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew? Complete destabilization of creation magics, primals of unrivaled power. It was all three, wasn't it? go with first one. Complete destabilization of creation magics. The unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. Yeah, we know all this because we've done Shadowbringers. Aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyse. To the best of our knowledge, however, these techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Ascians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Alfie, you can answer this one. Alfie, leave it to you, pal. As you wish. So it does some karaoke. The Amoroteens were debating the cause of an anomaly in the final days, had a point of origin for which it began to spread. Spoke of a keening sound rising from the land just before a region was visited by catastrophe. So the ground was crying out, you say, to be considered the harbinger of doom. Must have been quite distinctive and probably loud. I'll have to speak with our Numenon's mammoths and ask what any books mention such sound. Last but not least, could you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? Well, they summoned Zodiac, yeah. They summoned Zodiac. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set all right. Then once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. We know all that. Or might have, had Venet and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you both of you for the... Well, we've told her all this before. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers. Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? Don't think so. It's all just pointless conjecture. Let us return our attention to the... We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola. 'Tis time we began studying these research papers. Right, wait in the deck once more. What are we waiting for this time? Yeah, crashed again. It's the... My connection to the server keeps crashing. I don't know why, because everything else internet-wise is fine. I'm the last, am I? I wouldn't let you get your hopes up. If you recall, Orange A learned of the Sorcerer's reflections from the Geren oracles, its potential to cause panic and confusion. That too was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. It is even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horror of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they archons or counsellors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master, forcing on with knowledge of the Telophori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Faun's behaviour is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty, whether they contain mention of the final days. I know these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving with you, there's plenty of work for everyone. Yeah, but I can't go in library. Won't let me. Only first floor. All the good books are upstairs. Or on the top shelves, don't know what I mean. The labour for what feels like an age as he stole his research assistant. Speak with Cryle. You look exhausted. What about your studies? Were you able to find any books? And then the day was well spent. Take a well-deserved rest. Complete. Right, inventory. Foot coffers. Plus 10, I'll have them. Retrieve mana. I'll have to find a person who does mana, aren't I, soon? Right. Alice. Ready for tea break? I know I am. I'm going to calcify if I can't stretch my legs, walk around a bit. You know the last stand. Come and meet me near the outside table. I'll treat you to a coffee. Got a thing around here. E for crystal. Must be one somewhere. Don't see one. Ah. There we go. Cabinet bound, last stand, so I want to go there. There she is. It's busy over I see. Alright, we're going to have a coffee. Ask a few questions. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a bit of peace? I simply wondered if you knew of the Telophori. Obviously a foreigner. Leave me be. Hilda. Speak with Hilda. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Buy me a drink, you can. Sorry. Pray excuse the interruption. We were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telophori. If it isn't the young Miss Lavalier, my apologies. I work in the office of the forum, and if word reached I was helping you, sorry to have bothered you. Dickon. What can I offer you today? Latte, please, mate. Is that Miss Alice I see there? How long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the last stand. I used to frequent this place. Seems like an age ago. There's been gossip about your father disowning you. It's complicated. Well, it is House Lavelier. No matter how discreet Master Fauchelevent may have been, news of your family's doings never stayed secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city? We have questions and only Charlene has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about the apocalypse? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, and that's what you're here to find, information on it. Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. Maybe there is. You're a visitor, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. You'll get your answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. What do you think? I'll explain to you each of the dishes needs to go. Tea set is ready for the chatty group by the water's edge. Omelette is for our regulars. Okay, baked lobster. Blah blah blah. Right. Tea was for Sunday by the water's edge. Oh, I should have read it, shouldn't I? Is that by the water's edge? Let's go and ask him once more. I'll read it this time. Tea goes to the group by the water. Omelette for Gisela. And the lobster for the Micote, seated directly behind these two ladies. Right. So they're by the water's edge. Tea set. Thank you. The Telefa who? Sorry, never heard of them. Be happy to talk your ear off. Right, Gisela was the omelette. I hate these when it's like this, which is why I'm sort of glad that first 40 minutes what I recorded didn't carry over, because it'd have been brought to tears, you'd been turning it off. Let's dig in, no time to waste. What, the Telophrite? Ah yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless swarmering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it. And then this must be the lobster. Last, the oven baked lobster is mine. No, it's not. Final days, first I've heard of it. That would explain why a friend has been rushed off his feet. You don't know what a gleaner is. They're collectors of salt. Travel the world procuring things. We haven't got any Charlene, priceless books, unusual life specimens. Watch the harbour, you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. Never seen this hectic before. Speak with Alice. Any trouble? They seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it. Thank you for playing your part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, away from the gossip and prying ears. This should do nicely, out of wind and out of sight, out of mind and out of sight. Starbucks.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy. To keep us at arm's length, perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
Sorry,
if I could have just
the button.
mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently. They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
We should tell the others what we've learned. Go on ahead to Numenon. I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want these cups back. Speak with Cryle. Ah, good, there's an Ethernet. we going? Let's have a look, shall we? Because I've got two things on markers on my board, haven't I? So yeah, it's back this way. There it is. About halfway through. Well, for you lot it is. For me, I'm well over the hour now. Bloody Steam. I weren't going to delete it again and reinstall it, because it would have meant reinstalling the whole bloody game again. Welcome back, Albert. Been for a walk, cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating, internal information on the Gleaners. Were they damp? No. Oh, they must have been dry Gleaners then. Sorry. Dad jokes. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from the institutions and bureaucrats. Oh, you gotta laugh. Sudden significant increase in Gleaner traffic and cargo. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Stoll observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information. Coupled with what Albert and Alice learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Charlayans know nothing of the particular period of ancient history. My father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, are being mobilised on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends, in which case our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation. If we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Fine idea. Ooh. Glad you approve. You won't be disappointed, I promise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help, Graham. Why does she call him Raha and everybody else calls him Graha with a G? Don't know. Let's head down the stairs and I'll show you where the entrance is. Up the stairs. Hey. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far. You may find the path a bit disorientating. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alice and try not to fall behind. Sets off at a brisk pace. Is that a brisk pace, is it? This is pathetic. Come on. Ah, okay. That's not a problem. yeah. Up you go, love. Right behind you. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise we should keep moving. Oh, they're all here. We're all here now. Take the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
The Northern Empty. Actually, no ether currents.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then. Ugh. Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
No,
I'll be fine, I'm sure.
don't discount it, love.
Let's get to work, shall we?
Should know by now. Might seem insignificant at the moment. Let's get rid of the map. Go on, get rid of that. Right. Erenville. You're right, cocker. You're here to give me more headaches because you don't have the look of a gleaner. I'm in no mood for idle chatter. You were so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates, and I had to pick a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Erenville has taught you about exhausted cleaners. Mender, Junkmonger. I wonder. Weapons? Nah. Nope. Teve. Let me think. The rear seeds should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059. Oh. My head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out and carry in? What if someone mistakes the Kothan carrots for the Garabanian carrots? What then? Your exchange with Tia has taught you about large shipments coming in out of Labyrinthos. Dobbin. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books or no? I'm falling. If it needs hauling, haul it. Every decade or so they take stock, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before though. They just did one a few summers ago even. Then with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, preparing for the next big expansion. Your exchange with Dobbin taught you about taking stock in Labyrinthos. Share your findings with Kryl. Any luck, Albert? What tales? Taking stock, large shipments, exhausted cleaners. So this grand operation began without warning. That would explain the haggard faces. You were right, the Forum is definitely up to something. They're turning Labyrinthos upside down. You would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who put them up to it. If your game, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners' questions say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you help him capture them, you might get a friendlier conversation. I thought that was coming up. In the meantime, I'll turn my charms upon this Gleaner. Show him your puppies. He'll talk to you then. Oh, Morbid's getting naughty again. Right. I'll help you get your marmots. You wish to help me? I'd welcome the assistance. The name is Erenville, specialist in collection of live specimens. That said, capture these Naxian marmots as a trial. I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack gently, of course. Where to begin? I've not seen any scampery, so you need to go into the forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there. They won't hesitate to prey on you. Oh, here we go. Search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Cool. Oh, there are currents. 271 to the east. Aha. Squeak, squeak. Barely have you either sight, he scampers off. Come down there somewhere. Where's this ether current then? And 55 yards. One to the north. Oh, there it is up there, look. How do you get up there? I don't think you can. Not from here. No, you're not getting up that way. You can't go up this way. I get it before that other one sees me. Got him. Right, let's go and find this mouse. Somewhere down there. Aha. Try this one. Don't like that one. Evades me again. $384 to the southwest. I'm not going there. Where are we going now then? Oops, knocking stuff over. Got to go up where we was before. When am I going to learn that you end up near these crystals bloody anyway? Apart from the odd one or two. So where's this one then? Yes. Delivering back to Arrowville. Get back on Midgard Sommer. See if he's got anything to say. One unaccounted for. And there's the odd marmot. Wait a minute while I put our friends in a holding cage. I think I saw a aetheryte thing. I need to go and get that. Thankfully the marmot's unarmed. They've held it well. Good thing we were able to catch them so swiftly. Who tasked you to capture them? That Thancred? Why, the authority in charge of Labyrinthos, now and in perpetuity. Same officials who have had us working day and night, the honourable members of the Forum. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the two conditions I was given for the stock. Ah, they're preppers, aren't they? The think we can survive it. At the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Albert. Hello. Is this the gleaner you mentioned, the one who's looking for lost marmots? Oh, I found it. Interesting company you keep. Who are you folk anyway? I'm Kryl of the students of Valdician. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the forum's decisions have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent. We hope that by seeing those decisions in action, we might fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical, never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls, other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry I can't offer you more for your services. He got flowers on his bow. Looks like it. Oh, very flash. Albert, I didn't know you cared. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? So we've confirmed that the order for this came from the forum. However, the gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. Well, come on, think about it. Isn't it bloody obvious? I say that fits with everything else we've heard this far. We also discovered when the operation begun, they were contacted some 4 days after the Telophori made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travellers, the gleaners keep abreast of news, thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect, and the Telophori's declaration was what set it all in motion. Seems like it, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archon? From there we can reach the lower. Oh, what's wrong, Kryl? What's wrong? I'm fine. The sudden descent has left me a bit of a headache. Nothing to stop me soldiering on. Let's be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I remember the way to the Archaean. We follow the path east through the forest where you were chasing after the marmot. Anyway, it is the trolls you need to watch out for. Right. That is where we're going to finish for today. We'll crack on tomorrow. Sorry about all the hiccups and the headaches. Hopefully, I mean, this seemed to have gone alright. 46 minutes, no hiccups. So hopefully it's been sorted, whatever it was. So, thanks for your views. Always appreciated, as you all know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come on, YouTube, I need one more. Anyway, till tomorrow, peeps. I'll see thee.